I think it's fair to say that my Hearthlings have been very busy. They've not been as busy as I'd like them to be, but they've been very busy, which is very good news, because the tunnel through the mountain has started, and I can slice into that a little bit and give you a bit of a better view of how it's looking. And it's got a long way to go, and it's going to take a little while to dig that entire thing out. And to be totally honest, I kind of want to go ahead and get all of this stuff picked up and moved before we continue to mine out that tunnel. Because as we add more things to the ground, we're going to end up in a situation where the game's going to start lagging like crazy. So I'd kind of like to avoid that. I'd kind of like to make sure the game doesn't start lagging like crazy, so it's whatever. We're going to be waiting a little bit to finish that tunnel, but, you know, progress has been made on that. It's been made on the stairs, and eventually we'll do some stairs over on the other side as well. Now, that's not the only thing that we have going on at the moment. I've gone ahead and I've told my Hearthlings to start clearing out all of the trees and all of the bushes from around this little lake, because honestly, I want to put a path around it. I think that would look kind of cool, having some kind of path around this lake and then start putting buildings around it. And even though we might not build the buildings today, I would like to place them, and I'd like to get the plans down for a blacksmith workshop and a carpenter's workshop and all that good stuff. So that's kind of the plan there, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. I'm also just double checking that I've selected everything to be taken out here, so all of the tree stumps and all that good stuff as well. So all of that needs to go. Absolutely everything is gonna need to be moved. That way we can go ahead and start actually placing the roads at some point in the hopefully not too distant future. I've also gone ahead and thrown down some plans to make these steps into some blue, I want to say stone, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, stone. So I used stone on this. I've kind of got a little bit of a pattern in there, nothing too crazy, but I think that'll look kind of cool once the stairs are cleared, and then we go ahead and start building it. In terms of building, I'm right in saying that all of our buildings have been built, which is fantastic news. Our food is okay, but it's winter, so that's all right. So we're kind of doing okay. There's not really a lot to complain about. We've got some beds in here. We've got our storage over here. We've got some room to eat and all that good stuff as well. So generally speaking, we're in a pretty good spot, aside from not really having enough food. We're also in a situation where quite a few of my Hearthlings are getting injured, and I want to clarify that it's not really the end of the world, unless we get attacked, which is a possibility. But in winter, and I'm pretty sure it's just because of the Ace mod that we're running, but in winter, if there's a blizzard, or if it's particularly cold, which it might be today, well, it's not happening today, actually, but if it's particularly cold or if there's a blizzard, your Hearthlings will take a little bit of damage. Up to 50% of their health will be taken off, and then it will stay there until it warms up a little bit. Today, for example, it's sunny snow, so sunlight levels are down, regular humidity levels. Vision radius is only slightly reduced, but unsheltered Hearthlings are not too chilly to work as effectively. So, basically, snow bad, sun good, and winter bad, summer good. So that's kind of what's going on there. I'm also going to change out this ladder just to make it look a little bit better there. You know, just might as well. There's no reason to whatsoever, but I want the ladders to look like that because it just looks a little bit better. It looks more like a construction thing going on, you know? So that's kind of the plan there. In terms of other plans, I guess we could get started throwing in some of this road. I guess it's not really the end of the world if we go ahead and start laying this out. And I'm not really sure what color to go for, if I'm totally honest, because we're not really going to see it at first because it's snowing. I don't want to go for green because we're going to have some grass in here. I don't think I want to go for blue because blue and green's a little strange. So I think what we'll do is go for granite green, which is more of a tan color anyway, so why it's called granite green is kind of beyond me. But I think we'll go for that. We'll just keep it kind of simple. Actually, no, we'll go for this. We'll go for the pattern of Hillary, granite green, and pale oyster. That seems like it would be a better idea. And the way I want to do this is kind of plain and simple. I want to go from this corner, go 1, 2, 3, and then do this. And I think we'll make the path maybe 5 blocks wide. And we'll go ahead and do this kind of thing as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we want to go 1, 2, 3 from there and do a 5 by 5 square. So something like this. And then that goes the whole way over. We are being attacked by something, but I'm just not going to pay attention to that because it's probably fine. 1, 2, 3, and a 5 by 5 square. Let's actually do the 5 by 5 square in all the corners. 1, 2, 3, and 5 by 5. Over this way is fine. 1, 2, 3, and 5 by 5. We'll do the same here too. So 1, 2, 3, 5 by 5 there. We'll go over this way, and hopefully we can do it as well. So 1, 2, 3. I don't think we're going to be able to do it here because there's a... Oh, no, we can do it there with a tree stump. Okay, well, that makes life a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, and 5 by 5. And then 1, 2, 3, and 5 by 5. And we should be able to link these all together in pretty simple ways. So just something a little bit like... like this. The entire way around this lake. And I think it'll look pretty good. I think it'll look pretty cool. It should let the hearthlings move around a little bit faster as well, which is obviously going to be kind of a good thing. So we'll just kind of get a little bit of this going on. And I'm guessing we could probably go ahead and say that they can just build it because the tree stumps aren't really stopping them. So let's go ahead and say build. And I'm going to try and build as many things. They can't figure out how to build your building. Troublesome blocks are colored red. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the tree stump doing that. So we'll just leave it for the time being and go in here and say, you know what? Get rid of those, please. If you wouldn't mind just clearing them out to make it a little bit easier for me to actually do this. So now that that's gone, can I go in and say, build? Is it going to let me? I think it is. I think we're okay. Yeah, so there we go. That's them starting to dig it out, which is fantastic news. We'll get our road in there. That's going to consume some stone, which is absolutely something we need to do. And we absolutely do need to be using stone for a lot of our buildings. So that's kind of going to be my plan. Speaking of buildings, though, let's go ahead and get ourselves a blacksmith. Let's get started with that. And I'm thinking what we could do is maybe throw the blacksmith over. I don't want to throw it here. I think we'll put it on. We'll just put it here, I guess, is what we'll do. We'll kind of put it maybe right against the road, maybe back. Maybe the door goes back maybe 2 tiles, I think is what we'll do. So the blacksmith can go there. And then we'll go in and we'll get ourselves a carpenter. And I think the carpenter could go over here somewhere. I'm not really too bothered where it goes specifically, but I think the carpenter can maybe go, I don't know, somewhere like here. So something like that should be okay for a carpenter. We can go and have a look and see what else we've got. We've got the dining halls and all that stuff. I'm not really too worried about those. We've got the mason as well. So we'll throw a stonemason. Just, let's see. Maybe the stonemason could go here. And then we'll bring this road sort of down that way a little bit. That'd be kind of cool, I think. So stonemason can totally go there. We've got these multi-houses. We've got these tiny houses. We've got these warehouses. I think we will throw a warehouse into some of this space as well if we can. I'm not going to be able to get it there. I will put it over here, though. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I'm pretty sure the warehouse, yeah, it does in fact have 3 doors. So this will work out pretty well for us. Let's do that for a warehouse, and that should be totally fine. That'll give us pretty good access to it. And then in terms of other things, I do think we could maybe do some houses. I think we could maybe look at doing the tiny houses so that we have got some other buildings in here as well. So maybe not a tiny house for this corner, maybe the multi-house for this corner, or perhaps the duo house for this. Yeah, the duo house for this corner would be perfect. So let's do the duo house. Let's actually keep it this way so it, you know, works a little bit better. So the duo house can go right there. And we'll do the little tiny houses as well, just in different spaces. So I think the tiny houses could go maybe next to the carpenter. Maybe we'll do one. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll do 2 of them. So something a little bit like that. We'll do 2 little tiny houses next to the carpenter. We could probably do another dining hall as well. I don't think that would hurt to kind of give other options for dining. And I'm slightly tempted to use the red roof one to make it stand out a little bit. That might not be a terrible idea. So let's just do it. Let's just go ahead with a red roofed dining hall, I guess. Which, by the looks of it, I'm going to need to clear this out to place. So let's get that gone as soon as we possibly can. And then we'll place it down by that little duo house or whatever that was. There we go. There's someone coming down to do it. All right. So let's take a little look here. We've got, let's see, this dining hall right here. It would be nice to kind of orient it. Wait, did they not actually clear that? They didn't. Okay. What's this caravan? This caravan is flowers and all that stuff. I don't really care about it. I'm not too worried about it, so we're not going to bother with it. Could someone maybe get rid of this tree stump for me, though? That would be kind of fantastic if someone would come up and, like, finish getting rid of it. Although I guess everybody's probably going to eat and sleep, which is fair enough. Can't really fault them for that, I suppose. I guess we can maybe do a little bit of this. We've still got some of these benches left, so maybe a bench there and maybe a bench there and maybe a little bench just there and just there as well would be kind of nice. We'll just get some benches around so people can sit outside and eat their meals if they really want to, which I'd rather they didn't. I'd kind of rather they use the dining halls, but it's whatever. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Let's have a little look at our hearthlings, though, and see how they're doing. So morale is pretty good across the board, which is lovely. You know, there's some people that are just content, but for the most part, everyone's kind of merry, which I'm not going to complain about whatsoever. Our food stocks could certainly be better, is something I've come to realize. We can have a little look in here, and we can see edibles actually currently 250, with a goal of 240, so we might, if the daily update comes in before people start eating, we might be able to get Hearthling number 13 today, which would be kind of cool. So I guess we're going to find out is what we're going to do. It would be nice, though. It would be nice to have someone else that can maybe consume the tremendous amounts of stone that we have just sat up here. You know, stone and whatever else is up here. Daily update. Let's have a look. There we go. Hearthling number 13 is Canna Oidenson. Oidenson. That's an interesting name. Oidenson. I don't know. I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of cool. Anyway, like I said, if someone could hurry up and get that tree stump gone, that would be fantastic. Having a look at other buildings, I mean, there is stuff for the cook. There is stuff for other people as well. Maybe what we do is we could throw another blacksmith in here, but then remove the blacksmith's, like, things, basically, and be like, okay, this is actually going to be a cook's place. That might be kind of cool to do. So looking at it at the minute, it's obviously got, like, the forge and stuff in there. But if I go in with an eraser, I can take that out. I can take that out. There's some storage and stuff like that, which is okay. We can slice into this a little bit. There's nothing inside that's distinctly blacksmith. There is a sign. That can go. And then what we could look at is maybe, you know, look at decorations. We've got the cook's sign. So the cook's sign could go there, for example. I don't think that's a bad spot for it. I think we could do another one maybe over here. So there's 2 signs for the cook on this place. We could have a look at furniture and we can say, you know, this is all blacksmith stuff, but we're going to want to get ourselves different things for the cook, right? So a stone cauldron, for example, it's relatively small. It can go in here, and I'd be tempted to say it would go, I guess, right about there, and that'll be fine. We've got a copper brewery, which I'm hoping can fit over there, which it totally can. So copper brewery can go in there. I don't know what this is. Cheese vats, I'm not really worried about. Stone oven can just go right there as well. So this would work kind of perfectly for the cook. Now, things like the mill grinders and all that, and I mean, you know, there's a few things in there we probably want to get and maybe place inside, but for the time being, that works totally fine for a cook, as far as I'm concerned. So we'll go ahead and say that that can be built at some point. which will be, oh wow, they're doing the stairs. I didn't realize I'd told them to build the stairs. That's actually news to me. Okay. Well, fair enough. Let them build the stairs, and that's all right. I think the path looks like it is done, even though we can't really see it. We can have a little look here as well and see what else we've got, though. So we've got things for... We're going to need a herbalist place at some point. That's for sure. Absolutely going to need somewhere for the herbalist. But I think what we'll do is we will just go ahead and throw in this dining hall. And I think it's going to be kind of cool having... the two dining halls and having the red roofs in there as well. So it'll be interesting to start getting this all built, is what I'm thinking. And I think it's going to be interesting seeing this come together as well when it's maybe not absolutely covered in snow. But that's all right. For the time being, totally covered in snow, not a big deal. But I think what we will do is we'll let them finish building this. We've got another daily update. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. We'll let them finish building that. And then I guess we say, go nuts building these new buildings. We'll start getting people in there to actually work and store things in and around there. And actually thinking about it, a second warehouse might not be a bad idea. That way we could maybe get rid of the original one and maybe also totally go ahead and just maybe get rid of the... did I build that one out of wood? I think I might have used wood for that. Oh, they're all wood. Oh, it's the... Okay, yeah, they always have wood on them. That's fine. Yeah, I think it might not be a bad idea to, maybe move our storage down this way a little bit. Also, I think that fits in there between those really nicely. So I think what I'm going to do, though, is move it back and have the warehouse, back here a little bit. So it's got the door there, it's got a door there, and it's got a door there, none on the back. So we'll have the warehouse back there. We'll take a road or a path straight up to it and kind of around it. And then that'll let us put some buildings back here as well, which I think will be kind of important. So I kind of like this. It's obviously all very one level at the minute. It's all pre-built stuff, which, interestingly, we talked about in one of the live streams recently. It's really difficult to not use pre-built stuff in StoneHearth because it all just looks really good. This Silverthorn stuff that I'm using, it's all from the Steam Workshop. It looks really good. Really good. So it's difficult to not want to use it. But that's all right. It's fine. I'm not stressing about it too much, so you shouldn't really stress about it either. It's fine. It looks good. It's doing the job that we want it to do. And I'm actually going to move, just thinking about it, I'm going to move the banner out of the middle of here, and I'm going to move the hearth to... I'm going to just move the hearth over here for the time being. Just so both of those things aren't right in the middle of everything we have. And also it means that if we go into alert mode, people aren't going to just stand in the middle of nowhere whilst being attacked, which is also a pretty good thing. Also good news, I suppose, this is very nearly done. Everything up here is... I mean, it's going to take an age to clear all of this out. To be totally honest, what I might end up doing is going ahead and using... Let's see here. We have this right here, Destroy. Now, this is something that I also talked about on a live stream recently. I think this is a really weird option in StoneHearth because, to me, the Destroy items in the world option is not so much a gameplay one as it's sort of an essential one at times. Because this game, ever so slightly, has some, it's been described as having some kind of spaghetti code, and it doesn't always work very well. So an option to destroy items as a means to maybe recover some frames if the game's kind of lagging a little bit or whatever, it seems like it would be something that's more of a mechanical necessity than a gameplay thing. So I should, in my opinion, be able to be like, boom, yes, and then they're gone. But what it actually does is it queues up the destruction as an order. So if my game is running really slowly, what that means is that I have to wait for my game to somehow tell the Hearthlings to go and actually do the thing. That just seems really silly to me. Honestly, it just seems really silly to me that it's like, hey, game, go and do this thing, even though you're already kind of struggling to do anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining about nothing at all. but it's whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and start queuing up some construction on some of these buildings. I'm thinking the first one is going to be the warehouse. So we'll go ahead and say that we can start building that, and hopefully we're going to have the means to actually do that. I'm hoping we're going to have the thatch that's needed for a warehouse, but we'll get this built, and then we'll start clearing out some of the stockpiles, and we can hopefully start moving things into storage within the warehouses, which is kind of the goal there. I'm thinking we could probably go ahead and say to build this warehouse as well, but again, if we don't have the thatch that we need, that might not be a good idea. So we'll kind of just keep an idea on this keep an eye on this one warehouse to get an idea of what's gonna happen or not happen here. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can just click on it, and we do have the thatch. We don't have the chests. That's fine. We actually have a lot of thatch, so I'm pretty confident in saying we could probably go ahead and just tell them to build the other warehouse as well. Which, generally speaking, in StoneHearth, you don't want to queue up too many construction orders at once, because the Hearthlings get a little bit confused and they sometimes don't like it too much, and you know, they feel pressured into doing what they got to do, and then the parents get involved, and it's like, well, why aren't you performing so well in school? And then it's like, well, it's because I'm really anxious about everything, and I feel like I'm getting distracted.